Zach here with Techno CNC, back with another tutorial video for you. Today we're going to be covering powering on your machine and what's required for that to happen, and homing the machine. First, you want to check and ensure that you have your 220 volt 3-phase power connected inside the cabinet. You can access that with the key that came with your machine, sometimes in your toolbox or zip tied to your Estop button on the cabinet. Turn your key here to unlock the door, open that up, and inside you'll see we have our 3-phase power connection. You'll need to have a licensed electrician wire in your 3-phase power and your ground connection. You're going to turn on your machine, get power to everything, and in order for this to work, you're going to need to have the door back closed and locked. There is a safety on there that won't let us turn it on unless that's happening. So we have our cabinet door back closed and locked. We also want to ensure that our Estop buttons are disengaged and clockwise. If they are engaged, like now, turn it clockwise and it pops right out. Another Estop on each of your shoulders of the machine, and that's the same thing. We're going to turn that clockwise and that would disengage it. Lastly, on the checklist, we have our 8mm air hose fitting. Lastly, we need to ensure that we have at least 90 PSI connected to our 8mm fitting here. You can do that like so. Connect our air. Now that we've checked all of our E-stops, our air is connected, we have our power connected to the machine, we should be ready to go to turn it on. You will hear, once you connect air to the machine, some leaking out from the spindle. The spindle does require pressure in order to operate the chuck, and what you hear is just a purge of the air. That is normal operation of the spindle. All right, we're going to turn the machine on now. You'll do that with your green on-off button here. We'll press that. You see the light up here. Once we power that on, our handheld controller will start up. Anytime you shut off the machine and turn it back on, you'll need to send it back to the reference point. This allows the machine to find its limits and ensure that you don't crash into any of the extent of travel. If you're ready to home, you can press OK at this point, and you'll see our machine start to move its axes, the X, Y, and Z. It'll home the Z first, raise that all the way up to the top, and then the X and Y will simultaneously move to their most negative limit. And once they each reach that point, the machine will be home.